Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Aiden Cossack, and today we are going to be talking about Good Boys.
Stop treating us like kids. We're tweens.
Ooh, gummy vitamins.
We know how things work.
What the is?
Nobody speak, nobody can show.
So, Good Boys is the new Seth Rogen produced, same team from Superbad, Neighbors, Sausage Party, all those adult comedies that your grandparents definitely don't want you watching and your parents definitely don't want you seeing unless you are the parents who are going to go see these movies or you are the grandparents. But in this day and age, what grandparents are going to be interested in movies like this? And Good Boys has to do with three boys who are anything but good, hence the title being a little ironic, who end up stealing a bag of drugs and are on the run from two teenage girls desperately trying to get their drugs back. And a whole comical kind of chase ensues throughout an hour and 29 minutes of this movie. And what I will say about this movie is I feel as though it's the closest to a live-action South Park episode that we will ever have. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I, for one, love South Park. There are some very questionable episodes and some very questionable topics that they touch on here and there, but for the most part, I love South Park. And I really, really enjoyed this movie. And one of the things about South Park that goes on inside of it is all the boys always have great chemistry with each other, whether they hate each other or they're all best friends with each other. They all have great chemistry. And these three kids in particular are amazing together. I mean, this movie cannot work without the relationship that all three of them have with each other and the way that the movie builds it up and the way that they care for each other in the film. And a lot of that, in my opinion, goes credited towards Jacob Tremblay, who, in my opinion, should have been nominated for Best Supporting Actor as a child for Room a couple years ago. I mean, this kid is incredible. He is going to be around for a long time in the future. I mean, he's Flounder in The Little Mermaid that comes out next year, 2 years, whenever that one comes out, the one Harry Styles just dropped out of, all that jazz. There's also a ton of great supporting characters in this movie other than the kids. There's a cute little girl lead who's in this movie. She doesn't have many lines, but she does have a little bit of a presence because she is the main love interest of the movie, which is a little weird. You can see it in the trailers, but something about 6th grade children making out with each other is it makes me feel a little uncomfortable, and I don't know if that's what the movie was going for, but I know it just didn't sit well with me personally. The two girl leads in this movie are also great, the ones chasing them the whole time. Everyone in this movie really, really delivers, and I think for the most part, 90% of the jokes in this movie deliver. I love a good unexpected joke just as anyone else, but there's also times whenever you can see a joke being telegraphed, and a lot of the times they just don't work for me, but when you have the right delivery, a good joke always lands, and all three of these boys have the best delivery. My only problem with this movie is the fact that, like I said, it feels like a South Park episode. Nothing in this movie is actually going to be happening at all. I mean, there's a scene where one of the boys is kind of sitting down and recapping his day. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I'm a little pressed for time, so excuse me if I'm not naming any actors. But the young African-American boy is explaining his day, and his parents are just like, what do we say about fibbing? I mean, this whole movie is just not realistic, but it absolutely knows it, which kind of leans into the hamminess of this movie. But overall, this is a great, great, funny, coming-of-age movie that isn't setting any new standards. Oh crap, you walked in right on the end of my review. But like I was saying, this movie doesn't set any standards. It is what it is. If you saw the trailer and you like the trailer, you're definitely going to have a lot of fun with this movie. I'm going to give Good Boys a 7 out of 10. It's definitely a great, fun time. Definitely not something for the family. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to subscribe. If you like this video, please be sure to like it down below. Leave a comment. What do you think about this movie? Did you see it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? All that great stuff. Also be sure to hit the notification bell so that you guys can stay up to date with everything going on my channel in the future. And thank you guys so much for watching.